Hello.
Hi, Kitty. I'm here with Roger. We just came back from Kampung Giring on the 14th of March, so I'm gonna get to know what's in his mind, his expectation, his experience, and what really impacted him. So Roger, tell it all.
Okay. Well, I got to know about Kampung Giring when I saw Alice posting on Facebook and all that, and very quickly I decided that this has to be the next adventure.
He's jealous that I get to jump into the
Yeah. So I very quickly I signed up for it and I said, I want to go for the next trip. Yeah. So we went there in March. We stayed there for 4 days, 3 nights, and it was really one hell of an experience.
I thought heaven.
Yes, heaven. By the way, I was sent by the devil. Anyway, it was really a lot of laughter and fun along the way. Yeah.
There's lots of that.
And a lot of racism joke on Pastor Ambrose.
That was the fun part.
Yeah. He's actually more like a Chinese than an Indian, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Only the color.
Yeah. Okay, we shall stop here. Next. Anyway, yeah, when we were going through the journey and all that, it was really quite an adventure. The rough road ride on the 4-wheel drive.
But before that, what would you imagine it to be like? Before going, what was your what were you afraid about, or was there anything you were like? Well, it's not the word afraid; it should be something else. I don't know what is that. I mean,
maybe the challenge. What would be the challenges for myself when I go there?
Mosquito.
Yeah. Actually, toilet was one of the concerns, but not too much of a big concern. But actually, it was more like my family, my parents were more concerned than anything.
That you got lost in the
jungle
and some big animals eating up, something like that.
Like wild boar and stuff like that.
You're eating the wild boar.
It would be a big party if there is one, right? But there was no such thing at all. No sight of any snakes or lizards or things like that. Yeah, not even a domestic lizard. Actually, it would be a really big buffet for them.
All the insects.
But none of that. Even mosquitoes and stuff like that, it was still okay. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, and we had mosquito net, of course, when we sleep, so not too bad.
So the ride was an adventure. The ride in was an adventure.
Yeah. But actually, when I was going there, before I went there, I did have some concern, but not so much of the danger or things like that, but more of like how can I actually go there and help them? What can I do for them and things like that? Of course, one of our main mission this time was to help them with the bridge, to build the bridge and things like that. And so when we were going there, Pastor Ambrose was asking me, "So Roger, do you have any experience in building bridges?" So I said, "Yeah, I did build quite a number since I was young with Lego bricks."
And I remember you asking him that, "Do you have any experience building bridges?"
So he said, "Well, I used to become." He said, I used to come from a construction background and stuff like that, but building bridges mainly just from YouTube,
So you can imagine the bridge that we can build in Kampung Giring.
So it will be YouTube plus Lego. I think we can upload a new video after that. Yeah. But it was actually it was challenging because we were bringing steel cables and stuff like that along, and the cables were too heavy for us to transport into the village. Yeah, so we actually have to uncoil the whole cable and then
300 kg.
Yeah, and 300 meter. 300 meter, and we had a tough time pulling them up. The villagers were helping. The kids came out and pulled the cable up the river to the village, and that was actually a lot of work already. Yeah. Then
because there's no actually vehicles that can go into the village.
Correct.
Not even the motorcycle.
And that is why the bridge is so important, because the bridge is one of the main. How do I say? It's the only way that the children can go to school. They have to walk at least half an hour to 45 minutes maybe. But the kids actually they full of energy.
Yeah.
They probably will walk faster
Faster
than
than
us. But it's still dangerous because the bridges, like one of the existing current bridge was really giving way already, and there were some holes there, and then the wooden planks were um, really not enough, and they were not really in the proper place, and
Quite dangerous for the children
correct,
to
correct, and
walk,
part
especially early in the morning.
correct, correct, and also when it rains, the river will be flooded, and they won't be able to cross the river, and so that's why during rain the kids can't even go to school. They will have to stay back, and that is why it's important for us to build a bridge and also to repair the current bridge, so that it will not become a problem for the kids and stuff like that. Yeah. So the bridge was actually one of the main thing. The other thing was actually we were there to visit the other nearby villages as well. Yeah, because we're trying to gather them and to try to connect them, so to say, and so that we can see with the volume we will be able to bring more stuff to
and
help
also
them.
the other villages to learn the sewing skill,
Yeah,
the
correct,
transfer of knowledge.
correct,
Because since we
correct.
already the community center has been built
Yeah.
there, so we hope to actually create it as a center where learning takes place. You
Yep,
know, not
yep.
just education for the children, but also for the adults. We're going to have like English lesson for any age from 8
Yeah.
years old to 80 years old. Not 8. What, preschool is what 3, 4. You
Yeah.
know, to
Yeah.
80. You know, we're gonna do that. So that's really exciting.
So when I was there, actually the people, one of my concerns before I went there was whether we actually disrupting their own ecosystem. That was one of the main concerns. When I told people also, apparently it seems like one of the most common concern that everybody have, because we know how actually civilization has actually its evil side of it. Are we actually corrupting them by bringing in technology and things like that? No, actually, very much after going there and experiencing it, I know that that's not exactly really what we are doing, but we are actually helping them with the basic infrastructure is one thing, but also to help them to have a bit of understanding, knowledge,
yeah.
because I realized that a lot of them, when they grow up, the younger generation, they probably want to just come out, just a couple of years. I think some of the young people did that. They came out from the village to work for a couple of years in the city, and most of them, from what I come to know, that they didn't have very good experience when they come to the city, because their education is not really up to our urban standard. But then so they usually their pay is low, and the bosses may exploit them and abuse them. So they're not very well treated, and also some agents will cheat them. Actually, a lot of agents will cheat them, and guys are not being well treated. You can imagine if it's girls. I
Yeah.
think
I think the youth in
yeah.
the city are more streetwise,
Yeah.
but not them, so that we have to really bring this in, this knowledge to them, to know how to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Because modernization is going into the villages,
Right.
very, very fast, so we need to equip them with it. Modernization comes, there's good, there's also bad.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. So, and then Roger being there is really good. I think you have some counseling session by the campfire and stuff like that. But it's good to connect with the youth and to impart in them some knowledge.
Frankly, I don't dare to say that I counsel them. but when we were going in, another question that Ambrose was asking me, actually it wasn't a question. He was saying that, Roger, you just go there and then you experience, and then you see how you can help them. So, but I was thinking, I'm actually worrying, how can they help me when I'm there? I probably would need more help when I'm there.
I think we are the one who need the salvation.
Yeah. Indeed, really, I mean, when those 4 days in there was really quite a good getaway for me, and I really miss that place, and the peace that I find when I'm there, and the people there they are just so happy actually being around them, and to me they are very right-minded, you know, as in they are the creative-based people, and they're such a natural, you know, when it comes to music and creativity, and they are the emotional type of people, and so when you are there, you really feel the warmth, you know, and I don't speak much Malay or the language. Yes, hi. But still, you know, I feel that the children especially, they are always very curious of us and what we do and things like that. And then you know, and they are very nice, very friendly people, and and indeed because they are very naive thinking also, and that's why we are there to actually to guide them a little bit and to assist them, to prepare them, you know, when before they go out to the, you know, to the urban world. Yeah.
And also to encourage the youth to actually build their own kampong, you know,
Right.
not just to leave it, and then, you know, the society there is aging as well.
Yeah.
So, and it's so nice. Like the last time we brought Colleen out, you know, and when she goes back, she said, "I've seen the city,
Yes.
but I come back wanting more to build my kampong."
Yeah.
You know, so you know that with the social enterprise of creating the bags and the baby blankets to be sold,
Yep.
we're trying to create fund for solar power,
Yeah,
so that the
solar.
kids can actually do their homework, you know, in proper lighting.
Yeah.
As well. That's just one of it, you know, and I think that's great. And what about your experience in rubber tapping?
Oh yeah. Actually, all the kids there start rubber tapping at 8 years old. You
Yeah.
know, and yeah, and
They're so skillful.
yeah,
really.
very very skillful. I was I almost chopped down the trees.
Destroying the nature. Apa lah?
But actually, in their little so-called their own little ecosystem, their own little community, rubber tapping is their main source of income all this while, and they don't really need a lot of money and things like that. So life is very laid back and very free and easy to a certain degree. I can imagine that if I grew up there, I probably wouldn't want to leave the village, you know. But now is that we don't leave the village, but the city is coming in to look for us, you know.
Yes, true.
Yeah,
True.
so that is the biggest concern.
And the beauty of the place, and
Yeah.
sometimes these people do not know their rights as well. And when you
Yes.
do not know your rights, you know,
Yes.
a lot of things is lost, you know. So we are
Yeah.
here, you know, not to change them, not to push our culture into them,
Yeah,
but just to see what they have, the talent in them, and to bring it out, and to enlighten them, you
Yeah.
know, that what is their rights,
Yeah.
you know, to the land and to the place they live and to the nature that's around them, their
Yeah.
children, you know. Yeah. So,
it will be such a pity actually. I mean, what we try to do, in fact, I think we should try to conserve their culture in a way,
yes,
because they are so beautiful, honestly, and the kids, they run around. Really, you know, if I grew up there, I really wouldn't want to move out, because I have bigger backyards than anyone. You know, and I can just climb up the trees like monkeys, you know, and jump into the river, you know.
Wow.
And it was so happy, the children, you know. And even the adults, actually, they did exactly the same thing, you know. They're so carefree, you know, and it's really fantastic. And I really miss the life there, and the people there, and the laughter, you know. And any one time, I'm always hearing some people humming one, you know. They are always, even the adults and the kids, they are always humming and very happy when they are there. And when we are there, we feel very relaxed as well. So
because no connectivity.
yeah,
That's the number one relaxation.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're surrounded by nature and children and people. The sound of laughter
Yeah.
and the sound of the jungle, they are really, really
Yeah.
therapeutic, you know. Yeah.
You feel very connected to the people actually, and indeed that is what's missing in our world here, in our society here.
That's true.
People are not really connecting with people anymore. And one of the things that really was really meaningful to me is, after I come back, is that how much I realized that the children there and the people there, how little they have, yet they have so much.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But over here we have everything, but you know, our younger generation is still always like picking on this, picking on that, afraid of this, afraid of that, you know. But to those children there, the cricket and the little insects is their
Yeah.
toys, you know.
It brings joy.
Yeah,
The whole day they
yeah.
can play with that.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that really impacted you in this trip, you know?
I think indeed this is the biggest take home in that sense, as in coming back here, I really value what I have here, and this will be really the message that I bring to my son as well, and that we really want to value the things that we have, you know. Whatever that you have, suddenly I come back, I feel so much wealthier, you know, before I go.
You could be happy with so little. We should be more happier.
Exactly, we should be happier, you know.
Yeah.
And look at them, you know. I mean, really, nothing is a problem at all, you know. And every day is just so happy. And look at us, you know. We have so much more here, but we complain more than anything else. So I come back a happier person, and I come back valuing more of what I have, and the message that I spread with people would be indeed that, you know, that I would encourage people to tag along in the next expedition, go there and experience it, you know, even just once in a lifetime thing, you know.
Just to bathe in the river.
Yeah, you know, you're really not going to get much chance of enjoying this kind of nature and this kind of environment anymore in the long run. And it will be really a very good experience to treasure for the rest of your life. And whatever the challenge or issue, I 100% bet with you, you will come back with more, you know, values and more treasures than those challenges.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, any other things you want to share with us?
I think you know, from this trip I also experienced true frontliners like people like Alice and Ambrose, Pastor Ambrose and Pastor Perry. These people actually really work their, you know, they really give a lot to the villagers, and they are in the front line doing a lot of work, you know, real work, you know. I actually do, you know, feel that I mean, I respect people who would give donations and all that to help them, but at the same time, you have no idea the amount of work that is going through in real life, you know, as in like how much they dirty their hands and how much they actually live with them and meant so much to those people and helping them. So, you know, I really encourage people to come and experience it and help out, you know, really come in and dirty your hands for once, you know, and help out. There's really a lot of work that we can, you know, come in and explore and see how we can help them. Other than just donating and all that, but I think really this is really good, yeah.
And the reward is an experience with a beautiful nature.
Yeah.
Your bath time at the river, and it's not your personal bath time; it's a community. The whole couple will come and bathe with you.
Yeah. No, actually,
of
the biggest value to yourself is actually still you, because this experience will help you so much. You know.
Yeah. We thought of going there to give something, but in the end, we received more than
us more.
a lot more. Yeah. So join us next time.
Yes.
I'm going again in April, and then already May is setting up. So just tag along and enjoy.
I'm definitely going back there again. So,
That's it.
Okay.
Bye.